that on?
Yep.
Yes, it is showtime. And I think we're live.
Here we are. World's Strongest Man Week is upon us. We're not far away. I'm very excited.
Can you believe this is the 4th year we've been doing this?
It's quite crazy.
It is crazy. But we're still here. You're still here. So thank you for joining us for...
I think there's a helicopter out there trying to find out what's going on.
Trying to get in on the action. But
how is everybody? I hope you all had an amazing week. Hope you had a great weekend. I've just got back from arm wrestling. Liz has been busy. And we are very, very excited. Firstly, to find out the groups. When do we find the groups? Tuesday.
We find the groups out on Tuesday, which is 7 p.m. UK time, 2 p.m. their local time. That's going to be live on the World's Strongest Man YouTube channel. So make sure you tune in for that. Oh, no, I don't have it on silent. And then make sure straight away you come to our channel where we'll be going through the groups and discussing our predictions as well. There is a helicopter out there. Oh, dear. We live quite close to like farmland. So sometimes like
someone on the road,
criminals hide in it. But never mind. Dear. We're safe. Don't worry.
Hello, guys. Hi. How you all doing? Oh, lots of people on tonight. Awesome to see you all.
Go through some comments. So first off, we've got a member comment at the top that won't show on there, but I can see it on my phone. It's from Paris. And she's asking, what if Evan and Alexi have made the final in 2021? Well, that was, oh, wow. I'm trying to remember the events in 2021, the first year that Tom won. I think they did like the Giants medley. They had
one thing I'll say, like, I don't like answering what ifs because the fact is they didn't make the final. So, you know, it's easy as athletes, and I've had a go at athletes before. I've kind of had a go at myself before. You can't really think too much about what if. Yeah. You know, everyone can kind of finish a competition and say, oh, if I did 1 rep more here, if I did like a 1 second faster there, if I didn't do this or didn't do that, you know, you can't really look at it that way. You've got to focus on what you do at the time. I've competed against guys that I beat them and then they're like, oh, I was doing more in the gym. Doesn't matter. You've got to do it on the day of the competition. So I try not to think about what ifs too much that have happened. I like thinking about what the ifs, or what could be's. That's more fun for me.
We don't know how Evan Singleton would perform in a final because he's never made one yet. Yeah. Alexi, we know once he's in the final, he is a very, very dangerous man. Let's go to, we can switch to the screen now, I believe. Let's see who's in the house with us tonight. Flipping mama, always so enthusiastic. This is one excited woman. This American chick loves this channel.
I think she's as excited as we are.
Auntie Liz, you need to be on the payroll for strongman competition. I do. Flipping really mama does. I do. Someone needs to pay me. I do it for my sheer love of the sport. I must be mad. Where are we? Thank you.
Lots of you.
Cybernetic Strongman. That's one of yours, Stephen. Thank you so much for the worship coverage. As much as we all want a live stream, I'm glad we have your videos to look forward to.
I've almost just kind of like got to the point. I love these now. Chatting to a guy. It's ridiculous that
this is all we have.
Yeah,
but it's better than nothing, and it's.
I like the community. I think even if there was a live to watch, I'd be on here chatting to you guys anyway.
We still want to be able to have the conversation with you guys and just the shared reaction as results are coming in and we're learning.
We're going to be live a lot next week, aren't we?
We are. So hold on to your hats.
Monica's in the house. Hope you're doing well, Monica.
Hi, Monica. She's
going to be traveling at World's Strongest Man.
Yeah.
What's this one? Katie.
Loz, how excited are you that Bobby got a bunch of sessions in with Shaw and the other Americans?
It was so good for all the Americans. I was talking to Bobby about it. There's great camaraderie between them. They're all really good friends. Brian had them all at his house. They're all training hard together, having a good time away from training. It's quite nice seeing that kind of, sportsmanship, and they all pushing each other for the last few sessions, but all kind of, supportive. It's going to be interesting to see now that they're at the competition, how people react, because they might end up being put in the same group. Some of them might be. So it's always tough. But one of the great things about Strongman is that most of the guys get on really well. Yeah, obviously, once it's time to compete, you're there for yourself. You want to win, but it's nice to see people training together. I wanted to get around and train with some of the British guys. We just haven't had time.
No, it's been a bit
I will at some point get about. And
the second half of our year is a little bit more relaxed. The summer's not so bad at all, is it? So that's good. Lots of people saying they're going out. Rocker, Ken, Monica, they're all flying out. Very jealous. Like, we've been looking at all the videos and pictures of everyone arriving. I'm like, Rauno, how dare you be at a competition about us?
Spoke to Mitch today. He's looking really relaxed.
Yeah, and he was like, it's so weird without you. But he's looking super chill. He's like alligator spotting or something.
Yeah.
Who else have we got? Rick's here. Daryl, can we get a reminder of where to find the spreadsheet? Couldn't make it out last time. So the one I use, my favorite one, is the one on Strongman Archives.
I think World's Strongest Man will have one on their website
they
as well.
do, but I found it a little bit janky last year, if I'm honest.
Okay.
It wasn't very mobile friendly, and it kept like doing weird drop downs and stuff.
Okay.
If you like a good old Excel spreadsheet, I can't recommend Strongman Archives enough. But obviously, you should visit the World's Strongest Man website too, just in case they're watching.
They will be.
I know they will be. Hi, World's Strongest Man. We're very supportive of your show. Looks like decent weather. It should be perfect weather. We were in South Carolina just a couple of weeks ago, weren't we? And it's lovely. It's not too hot, not too humid, just very nice. Strongman Archives. Yeah, they're super fast. They'll be all over it. As soon as it's on the World's Strongest Man site and verified, it will be on the archives. How bad is Hafthor? Torn pec? It looked proper nasty live. Question from Andrew. We've spoken to Thor, haven't we?
Yeah, he's in good spirits. We didn't want to do a video about it because, to be quite honest, it sucks when you injure yourself like that. And people have put videos out there, so I didn't want to sort of jump on the bandwagon. Just sent him a message to hope that he's doing okay. It's one of those... It was always a risk. I think I said this in one of the videos we did earlier in the year, when he was kind of going after this record. It's very difficult as you train and you can get that strong that quickly. It's always a risk. Unfortunately, his 240 beforehand actually looked really comfortable. So I think in terms of weight, it wasn't a ridiculous jump. It wasn't like being stupid, but I know myself, I've got strong fast before. And as you get older, the risk increases. And I think it's a conversation I have with a lot of athletes now. I think if you're going to do strongman, you've got to stay with strongman and do it and kind of just gradually kind of keep getting better. What you don't want to do is go up and down like this. But hopefully Hafthor is okay. We send him our best wishes. I don't know how bad it is yet. He's going to get a scan on it. From what I've heard, it looks like it's kind of like the upper pec has torn. The lower pec is still attached, but they're not sure yet until it's scanned. But he's in good spirits, and we wish him the absolute best.
Yeah, bless him. Oh, got a new channel member, Johnny. Thank you so much for joining us. And now
thank you for joining our membership, Johnny.
Your fun new emojis in the chat. Chat's so active already. Everyone's excited, Wade. Everyone is excited.
Yeah. You're gonna have to be a bit quicker, I think. I'm afraid, isn't it?
Asku Caro's in the house. Sorry,
Fred is here.
There we go.
Always, Fred is so supportive of our channel, but Fred is going to be at World's Strongest Man. Yes. I bet he cannot wait.
Yes. Thank you for the super chat, Fred. Good morning, afternoon, evening, all. Hope all is well. Great week for me. Got my ticket and hotel for OSG, and we'll be at Worlds. There you go.
We hope you have the absolute best time, Fred. We know how much you love the sport and how supportive you are of all the athletes and to us as well. So just have the absolute best time.
And Fred is like a minor celebrity in his own right now as well.
Really
he goes to competitions, people are like, "You're Fred," which is just hilarious.
It's brilliant.
Loz, say hi to Darren.
Hey, Darren, I'm glad you are watching. And you need to get as excited as Sarah and myself and Liz.
Yes.
For World's Strongest Man.
You absolutely have to get on board with this. I need to make my F5 member emoji ready for this week as well. I have not forgotten. I've got a list of things to do. We're going to have some Strongman bingo cards as well. World's Strongest Man bingo we can play while we're waiting. If anything weird yet still predictable happens, we can check those off. So early here. Hey, good evening, guys. Right, I'm just trying to get
Rauno's in the chat.
Is Rauno in the chat?
Yes, Rauno, how you doing, buddy? We hope you are all settled in and feeling good for Worlds. Rauno is at World's Strongest Man.
I've been so worried through his whole journey. Like, did you get the plane? Are you okay? And he's like, finally, I am here.
He's there.
So many guys.
Caro's in the chat.
Lots of guys having issues with their flights.
Yeah, lots of people are having issues with flights, but I think most people are sort of getting there now. I know both Ukrainians and Luke were stuck in Newark.
Yeah.
But hopefully they've managed to get things sorted. I don't know if they've arrived yet or not. It was weird because Tom was at Worlds.
There he is.
Tom was there, but Luke wasn't.
Yeah, it's strange that they were put on different flights considering they're going from I'm not surprised, but it is strange. everyone seems to be friends with each other in World's Strongest Man. Do you think it's easier to compete against friends or someone you really hate?
I don't think it matters.
I think in strongman, you don't really see it as competing against the guy. It's more about against the weight and the obstacle in front of you, isn't it?
I always try to focus on what I set myself goals. So I didn't really care what anyone else was doing. Obviously you care, but like you should be focused on your own performance, particularly at the start of a competition. You know, event one, you're not thinking about anyone else. You're just solely focused on your performance. As a competition evolves, you might start looking at what other people do, because then, especially if you're doing well and you get to go after people, you can start being a little bit more strategic.
Yeah.
But early in the competition, you've just got to give 100% and focus on one event and take it one event at a time. I mean, so I'm sure some people do get kind of wound up by what other people are doing, but I always found for me it was better to focus on myself. Then you don't let what other people are doing distract you.
Yeah. Manacle Moose, is that?
Yeah.
Maniacal Moose? I don't know. Thank you so much for the super chat, though. Are you watching Martine's Strength Unknown series?
I have watched a couple of them. Have you seen any of them?
I watched most of them when they come about. I watched the one with Ivers, Rauno, and Zadrunas recently.
I've seen the one he did with JF like last year or whenever it was. I
Yeah,
haven't seen the most recent
Cow.
one. Yeah, they're really good.
They're so good. Yeah, really, really enjoy what he's doing. Him and Romart.
Him and Romart. Yeah, Romart does amazing. He puts amazing
really
stuff
good
together.
work. Yeah, he does. If anything, I just wish they were a little bit longer sometimes, but they are really good. Tuesday can't come quick enough.
Dalton has become a member. Dalton Mason, thank you very much for becoming a member.
Thank you, Dalton. The watch party here is better than a live stream. It's because we don't have a live stream.
Rick
There's more of an
gifted
atmosphere.
a membership. Thank you, Rick, for gifting a membership.
That's very kind. What is your top 3 for World's Strongest Man? It's so hard to say. As soon as we've got the groups, we can do our predictions, because right now we can say the 10 names that we think should or would be in the final. But if 3 of them are in the same group, then straight away that puts a spanner in the works, doesn't it? So it's hard. But
yeah, we need to see that. I'm happy to tell people my top 3 before I see the groups.
Go on then.
My top 3 in no particular order is Tom Stoltman, Novikov, and Mitch Hooper. I think they will be top 3. However, I think there's a number of other athletes that are very, very dangerous. And then it's going to come down to what the groups are, how hard people have to work in the groups to make the final.
Yeah.
There's so many factors. But if you said I had to pick a top 3 right now, it would be Novikov, Tom, and Mitch.
Yeah, probably.
I think the events are very good for Novikov. They're very good for Tom, plus the format is very good for Tom. And he's really peaked well. And I think Mitch will cope with stress and the pressure probably better than most. And he's just very consistent. So it makes him hard to beat. But there are athletes that could put in incredible performances. Someone like Kiliashkovsky has the ability. Trey Mitchell has the ability. Brian Shaw, these are amazing events for him. He's obviously much older than he was when he was at his best, but he's still very, very dangerous. And I think his experience is going to be good. There's a number of other kind of factors as well. But if I was to put money on it, it would be those 3 that I would be putting my money on.
Yeah. And you say Mitch drove there. Yeah, Mitch did choose to drive there. And to be fair to him, he had a much smoother journey than most of the guys who flew. The guys coming internationally a lot of them have had missed flights, grounded flights, delays. Yeah. There's been a whole host of issues, but Mitch just really wanted his car when he was there. And obviously then
gives you the freedom to be like driving around.
And you can bring a lot more luggage. You can take a lot more back with you. You don't have all the restrictions that come from flying. So you'll get it, but yeah, it's a bit of a trek for him.
I like having my car.
Yeah, I like having a car as well. Yeah, it is nice to have that freedom.
Yeah.
I'm going to my first Worlds this year, just the final, because it could be the qualifiers for kids, but I am pumped. So many people seem to be going this one. I announced my birthday, Mitch Hooper stream, but he thought it was your birthday, Liz. I saw, because Detective Woe Buffett is called Elizabeth. Yeah. Everyone was wishing her a happy birthday, and Mitch is like, Liz, it's your birthday. And I was like, Mitch, you idiot. Bless him. Yeah, sorry, Liz. Didn't mean to steal the limelight from you. I hope you had a lovely day.
Monica says the weather's looking great for the week.
Oh, there's Dalton, our new member, who's, yay, he finally made it to a live. Well done.
It's good to have you here, Dalton.
There we go.
We've got 922 people watching. So, guys, can you go and smash the like button? That's what you're supposed to say, isn't it? Smash it. That's what my daughter tells me anyway.
smash the like
Smash
button.
the like button.
Oh, and something I need to tell you guys, if you want to wish your favorite athletes good luck, there is a link for you to do that. I encourage you, please do it, in fact, because I've sent some videos and I don't want to be the only person who's done it. And then like they play it out and I look like a complete idiot. Can you imagine? Hold on. I'm going to post the link in the Lozzie, you take over. I'm going to post the link in the comments.
Go and post the link.
Yeah, so you just film like a 15-second video if you're wishing your favorite athlete good luck, and then upload it. Hopefully it comes through in the comments. Yes, please.
Martha, thank you for the super chat. How do you become a member? I believe on computer, or if you're on a computer, then there's a button under the kind of screen. I'm not sure.
You have to get rid of the live chat, and honestly, I don't know. I don't know. I know if you were on any other video, I know that there's a button near the like button. I think it is. It says,
I think next to the like button.
Yeah. Or you can do it from the actual channel front page as well. But during a live, I don't know, to be honest. Someone else might be able to help you there.
Bruce is attending. Hey guys, can't wait to be attending. There's lots of people going this year. It's going to be an amazing atmosphere there. I've been at Worlds where there's no one. So I'm really pumped to see so many fans are going to be there this year watching the competition. It's going to be really, really good.
Yeah. Right. Let's just check we didn't miss anything good. Eddie did a top 10, but with 12 names.
Interesting.
It does feel a little bit like that. Like you try and do a top 5 and there's 8 guys you want to squeeze in there.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just got to let
the cat is coming in. Got support for Rauno in here. This is an interesting one anyway, but has Brian a chance to win World's Strongest Man? Yes, of course he does. Let's firstly kind of clear up a few things with Brian. Obviously, he's put this video out with the horrible looking infection in his leg. Looked nasty, but that was back in January. He's been training extremely hard since then. He's had lots of top Americans over to train with him. He's had Terry and Hicksy over to train with him. And from what everyone's saying, he's looking really, really strong. So I don't think that's anything to worry about in the slightest if you're a Brian Shaw fan. And the events are very good for Brian this year.
Yeah. The
question is, can he put it all together in the competition? And can he cope with the pressure of knowing it's his last World's Strongest Man? You know, we know he's a great strongman, one of, if not, you know, to some people, the best of all time. He's certainly, you know, up there, I think, with the top 2. And he's got a chance. I don't think he will win personally, but I don't see him being too far away from it as well.
No.
If anyone makes a mistake, or if he can just bring back, you know, roll back the years and show what he could do back in 2016, that was a dangerous man. So it's hard. You know, you do lose a step as you get older. It's very frustrating, trust me. I can testify for that. But he's looking focused. He's saying all the right things. He's kind of, you know, he looks keen. He looks ready. From training with some of the Americans who went to train with him, I know he's looking really strong. It's just putting it together on the day. That's the hard thing.
Who do you think will be a shocking pick to not make it to the finals?
I would be absolutely shocked if Tom Stoltman doesn't make the final. I'd be shocked if Kordiaka doesn't make the final.
Yeah, I would be too, because
I think the events for him in the heats are especially good.
Yeah, I think once we put together all the 30 guys' performances as if they were competing against each other, I think he's going to be right by the top there.
I'd be shocked if Hooper doesn't make the final.
Yeah.
I don't want to put pressure on him, but I would be.
I would be shocked as well. But other than that, I mean, because they're so good at stones, you'd be shocked if Trey or Brian didn't make the final, because that would mean probably they came 4th or less in their group. That would be shocking.
I'm not going to say too much because I want to wait and see what the groups are, because you just never know.
No.
But we'll see. You know, we may see a few surprises in the final.
Yeah.
You normally do. So who knows? Lots can happen at World's Strongest Man. You know, we often see injuries, unfortunately. We often see people make mistakes or the pressure get to them. So anything can happen. You can never, that's the fun thing with it. You can never guarantee it, even though we can kind of think we can. You just never know. So in theory, everyone has a chance.
Hip flipping mama, what is murder ball? Why are they subbing that instead of stone off? If you're serious and you haven't seen murder ball, was it 1995?
Yeah.
on the
90,
beach.
95 or 94? Yeah, 95.
I think it was 95. And they've just got this big circle, and it's like a man on man. It's this big, heavy, like a ball that's made to look like
It just looked like the earth. Yeah.
And yeah, they have to try and push each other out of the circle. It was more like a gladiators event, wasn't it?
It was. It's an interesting one.
It was absolutely brilliant. How do you think Alexei could do on the fingers and the shield carry? They're usually taller guy events.
I think shield carry can do very well.
He came second at the carry for distance at the Rogue Invitational when it was a Husafel sandbag carry. So as long as the shield's not ridiculously large.
I think he'll be pretty good at that. I think the fingers is pretty good as well. He did it in his group a couple of years back, and 21. He won his group.
Yeah, he did.
He's been training hard on it. So it does tend to suit taller athletes if they're well trained at it. But guys like Mariusz Pudzianowski, although he wasn't good to start with, trained it hard and got really good at it. So knowing what he's like, Novikov, he'll have been working hard.
Yeah, definitely. There you go. A bit of help from Monica. On the Big Loz page, there's a button that says member or become a member, and you click that. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Monica.
Shalaikara, unofficial secretary.
I gave the button a tender, gentle tap instead. That is absolutely appropriate to do.
That's fine. When the groups are announced, so it's Tuesday, 7 p.m. UK time, 2 p.m. local time in Myrtle Beach. It's going to be on the World's Strongest Man YouTube. Yeah, YouTube. Just YouTube? I don't know. Definitely on their YouTube though, so check that out. And then, like I said, come here afterwards.
People asking about Brian's leg. Like I said, I do find it interesting that he's released it this close to Worlds. Like,
it's a good marketing. Yeah.
I've had people messaging me saying, "Is Brian okay?" It says in his video it happened back in January.
Yeah.
He's been training very, very hard.
If you're going to get views though, a few days before you travel to Worlds, it's the perfect time to post that video.
Totally get that.
Yeah.
But he's absolutely fine, and he's kind of he's been training really, really hard. This happened back in January. We're now in April, and he's feeling great. So. It's just one of those things, unfortunately, all the athletes have these kind of knockbacks. We can tell you personal stories of some other athletes that have had knockbacks, been in hospital, had issues, but that's for them to say whether they want to kind of, post that publicly.
Yeah, of course.
It's always tough, and probably all 30 have gone through something on the lead up to World's Strongest Man. It's never
smooth sailing.
This is a kind of an important thing for guys that compete, anyone that's competing. It's very easy to kind of get drawn into yourself. So you kind of think, my world's kind of falling apart. You don't know that the next guy's world's not falling apart.
No, exactly. Everyone has stuff going on.
I've been training for competitions before where just the worst thing, we ended up with my daughter was in hospital for a month before Britain's Strongest Man one year.
Yeah.
And I literally didn't eat, didn't leave the hospital, and I didn't tell anyone about it.
No.
But these things happen, and life gets in the way, and there's things that are more important. So every athlete will sometimes experience things that aren't ideal. You've just got to adapt and roll with it. Unfortunately, nothing is going to be perfect. So as an athlete, keep working hard and just bring the best you that you can to a competition, and then it's about trying as hard as you can. Honestly, I don't know anyone that just always has the perfect run.
Yeah. Apparently we missed a member chat from now. It doesn't show on StreamYard now. I was just trying to find it on the stream on my phone, and I couldn't, but apparently we addressed it already, so I'm glad we did. Oh dear.
Brian's leg video, I just addressed something like that.
Brian's leg video, thoughts, strategic timing. There you go. Now
go.
He literally just addressed it. There you go. But thank you.
And Hugh said, thanks for all the World's Strongest Man participant videos. We've got one more to come tomorrow.
Yes, the final.
Hope you guys have enjoyed them. There is one up on every single athlete that's competing. We even did an extra one that's not been posted because he pulled out.
Pavlo Nekonechny. We filmed it. It was never edited though. So
maybe you can put it up for the members.
Yeah, if the members want to see it and hear our thoughts about how we thought he was going to do. How often are you going to be having the lives over World's Strongest Man?
We will be live every day of Worlds during every event. Pretty much.
Go. Yeah, pretty much. Not for the whole event because some of them are going to take a long time, but we've got the schedule. We know the start times for everything, so we're going to plan them all
Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah. Yeah.
We'll have a break on Friday.
Yeah, we'll all
You guys should too.
Yeah, get away from the screen. Does Cordiaca have a chance of winning? He smashed Europe, so I'm rooting for him. I think he's definitely got a chance. I don't think he will win. I think he loses too much in the deadlift in the final. But I think he could do very, very, very well.
He's certainly going to surprise people.
5. Yeah,
I think
he could keep some favorite names out of the top 5 for definite. And he's just, I mean, we met him 2 years ago when he qualified via OSG. So that's like the biggest sort of open amateur, I guess, isn't it? But it gets you to a Giants Live. It got him to World's Strongest
Man this year.
Exactly, yeah.
It's the show that people should be doing if they want to, if they're not known and they want to kind of, you know, if they believe they're good enough, that is the show to do.
Yeah.
Actually, right now, if you're European, they have the online qualifier for the OSG Europes, which is going to be a big opportunity. So if you are an aspiring strongman that thinks they're good enough, get your numbers down for that and get entered, because who knows, you could be at Worlds next year.
Did you watch Brian's podcast with Evan? I haven't seen that. The only videos I've watched this year, I watched the Stoltman's last training session. I've watched Mateusz's that he put out. I watched Alexi's Europe's Strongest Man one, how it was. I love his videos. How it was. I've been editing all day, every day, to be honest, so I shouldn't have even watched those. I would love to be able to listen to something in the background, but I've got headphones on and I'm having to listen to what I'm working on, so it's kind of sucks. I wonder which is stronger, Mark Felix's grip or Liz's spreadsheet refresh finger? Oh, my finger, no doubt. And like, we already know some of my digits are stronger than Mark's because I beat him in the thumb war. Do you remember?
You did, actually. Yeah.
He's not very aggressive, though.
This question.
This one?
The one I've just put on.
When do we actually find out the groups? So that's on the Tuesday.
I believe 7 p.m. we're going to find out.
7 p.m. UK time, 2 p.m. Myrtle Beach time. But the reason they take, it's not to build suspense or anything like that. They need to know that everyone has arrived safely. Everyone has to have a medical when they're at World's Strongest Man, so everyone needs to pass that. And also they need to go through familiarization. And we've seen a lot of guys get injured picking up things in the yard beforehand. So once they're certain they've got the 30, then they announce. Because if they announce beforehand something changes, it's often not a straight swap, because if you've got too many from one nation in one group, or suddenly the group's more imbalanced, and they may have to make changes across other groups too. So that's why they wait until the very last minute now to announce the groups.
There you go.
So there you go. What have we got here? Eric, thank you so much for the super chat.
Thank you, Eric.
Go Mitch Hooper, the Moose. He's going to bring Canada our first World's Strongest Man victory.
You've had second, they've had third a few times. Tom McGee.
Who was second? Oh, yeah, Tom McGee. Yeah.
Come on, Tom.
JF was third in 2020, was it?
Oh. Dominic Filiou was third. Who else from Canada has been top?
Hugo Girard never had that good a time at World's Strongest Man compared to his one-day shows. Is it even possible for there to be...
Oh, Maxime was third as well.
Yeah, of course, Maxime was third, yeah. Is it even possible for there to be easy groups this year? There could certainly be easier. I don't believe any
group will be easy, because there's 30 really good guys at Worlds, but obviously groups can sometimes fall apart. Like, everyone said that Luke's group was easy last year. It was only easy because Evan did really badly. If Evan was like the normal Evan, it would have been tough.
It wouldn't have been as tough as groups 3 and 4.
No, but it would have been a lot tougher.
Yeah.
Like you had. What I'm saying is, you just don't know, because sometimes you can look on. You can look at paper and say, "Oh yeah, Evan did really badly, so it was an easy group." But Evan was one of the. He won a few Giants Live last.
It got easier than it should have been. Definitely.
You just don't know how things. And some groups can be really tough and become easy. Some groups can look easy and get really hard. But I don't think there can be an easy group, because there's just too many good guys.
Yeah. Is this the most competitive World's Strongest Man ever? To me, there's about 8 people that could potentially win it.
I think for a long time, it's certainly one of the most interesting, with more potential winners. I think normally we've got 1, 2, or 3 guys, maybe sometimes 4, whereas this time you could look at potentially 6, 7, 8 guys that could win World's Strongest Man this year. I think, like, realistically, obviously there's people a bit more favorite, but for a long time it was like it's either going to be Brian or Zydrunas.
Yeah.
And then Thor and Eddie came into that kind of mix. And then you've had like maybe Thor, Lissis, or Kilishkovsky. You know, it's been 2, 3, 4 guys max. Whereas now there's a lot more guys that could potentially win.
Can anyone see the results for World's Strongest Man? Where do we see the infamous spreadsheets? Yeah, so you can either go on the World's Strongest Man website, or our favorite is Strongman Archives. I should probably
There's another website called Strength Results as well that's worth looking at if you want to. You know, I think we should point out there's
I don't know that website.
No, I know, but I've used it before for results. Okay. But yeah, our preference is to use Strongman Archive. That's the one we find the easiest to navigate.
You actually don't have to refresh it, so I should probably tell you all to not continually refresh it, because I think we crashed it last year. Sorry, Eloa and Bill. Groups are announced on Tuesday. There's on what have we got here?
I'm just checking a bit.
Eric, thank you for the super chat. Have you both been training your fingers for smashing the refresh button? No, we're not allowed to refresh. Yeah, no, we're so ready for this. Oh, and World's Strongest Man gets a lot of flack. Some people say, oh, it's not the biggest competition. It is.
It's without question.
Absolutely is. In terms of engagement and, you know, the views that we get. We've got over 1,000 people with us right now. If this was just a normal Sunday live, we've had 300 to 400, wouldn't we? But because it's a few days before World's Strongest Man, straight away it's like tripled the amount of views. It is absolutely the most.
It engages the most interest from just
the wider
fans.
Audience. Yeah,
you know, obviously the hardcore will follow all the competitions, but World's Strongest Man is still by far the most popular contest worldwide.
Yeah. Let me. Oh, no, I can't pin it. Stephen said, can someone pin a post saying that groups are announced on Tuesday? I was about to pin it, but I almost blocked you. I don't know if I can pin it. What if I give it a little star? Does that pin it?
No.
No, that doesn't do nothing. Never mind. Going to Worlds this year. I'm so excited. I would like to see Evan on the podium. I just know he wants it so badly.
It would be good to see Evan doing really well.
I just want to get him through to the final first. I know he wants a lot more than just making a final, but that's step one almost, isn't it?
He needs to focus on that first event. That's all he needs to do right now, is just try and stay as relaxed as possible. Probably try and keep his mind occupied and not just sit there thinking about the competition. And then make sure he kind of gets comfortable in familiarization with the objects they've got to load. And then it's all about that first event, just a good start on the loading. You don't need to win the loading, but you can't blow up and do terrible on it. So he just needs if he has a good start, it'll settle the nerves, get some points. Don't do anything silly, and just make sure. If I was advising him, I'd be like telling him just to eat his normal diet. Don't do anything different, because he's so good. So why change things on the day of a competition? It doesn't make sense to me. And I'm pretty convinced if he can go and focus on doing what he knows he's capable of, he'll be fine.
Rob just looked at Murder Ball. Ridiculous. Honestly, if you look, especially when you consider...
People criticise the strongman now. You should look back at the 90s.
Yeah, they say, oh, you know, it's getting lighter. No, right back in the day, they did a loading event with 26 kilos. They almost look like dog cages, like what you carry your dog to the vets in, a small dog.
Yeah,
and
with
they
25
had stones
kilos.
in them. Yeah, 25 kilo loading race they did. They did Murder Ball. They did a gravel load where they were shoveling gravel in and then wheeling it, or was it into a sack and then running with the sack? I can't remember anymore.
Yeah.
But there have been some wacky events in Strongman.
Some ridiculous ones.
Yeah. If fans saw it now, they would lose their minds. They're like, oh, it needs to go back heavier like it was in the good old days. I was like, you never watched the good old days,
you
clearly.
Yeah.
Because there were some strange events.
Some of the events from the past are hilarious. Some of those, what was it? The team comps. What was it called?
Pure Strength.
Pure Strength.
Yeah. In 88 and 89.
They were hilarious.
Yeah. Where they did like a forward hold on a sword with a goblet of wine.
Was it Kaz like chucking it up and drinking
he
it at the
flipped
end?
up and drank the wine, yeah. And the log cut. Do you remember
Yeah,
that?
that's
Oh
just
my
brilliant.
goodness. Odie Wilson dragging this log around on a rope like it was a dog. He was taking for a walk. I love those competitions.
Yeah, much more fun to watch than to compete in, trust me.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Not sure they were finding the strongest man in the world, but
no,
it was interesting.
It was
for
entertaining. Sure. I'll give them that. Brilliant.
Have you managed to get any sleep, Auntie Liz?
I
had a lie-in today, didn't you?
I did have a lie-in, yeah. I heard, come on then, get up, and I jumped out of bed this morning, but Loz was talking to our youngest daughter who'd slept in with us, and I was taking her down for some breakfast so Liz could have the bed to herself, and she was like... I was like, I'm up. He's like, not you, get back into bed. So yeah, I have had a nice lie-in today. Feeling very chipper. And Loz's mum is helping us out next week with the kids. She's like, you guys just get on, do what you got to do. I'll pick the kids up and look after them. So she's an absolute angel, bless her. So everyone, please thank Mama Shahlaei, who will allow us to be live with you guys every day.
Yeah, we're very lucky to have her.
Yeah, we are. People struggling to find member links, but Monica is helping them navigate in the comments.
Thank you guys. Like, we really appreciate the support. If you want to become a member, ask Monica how to, because we're useless.
Yeah.
And thank you for all the super chats as well. We're going to get around to trying to answer them all week. Actually, we will try and make sure we do answer. If we do miss anyone's super chat, please message probably me rather than Liz, because I'm better at replying to people than Liz is.
He's a lot better.
On Instagram. But we will try and make sure we don't miss any. But thank you all for the support. It means a lot.
Yes, thank you. Diego Thunderhawk, thank you for the super chat. The refresh parties are better than the actual World's Strongest Man videos. This is the best week of the year. Thank you, Loz and Liz. Mitch Tom Novikov 1, 2, 3.
Interesting.
Yeah, good predictions. And thank you so much. We have nothing. We just do what we can do. It's not much, but at least we're all together.
It's great. I love it. I absolutely love it. I have to say, I'm looking forward to it.
It is good fun.
When the
results start coming in, it's very exciting.
I think once we kind of find out the groups on Tuesday, that's when it's going to be like... Everyone's going to have an opinion, myself included, which I'll be leading the opinions.
Oh, I'm going to have strong opinions, I'm sure. Do you think there will be any transparency in the group selection? No. No. Probably not.
I would love to see a live group selection, like a bit like they do with like the FA Cup or something like that.
Yeah.
Athletes' names are attached to a ball, like
in,
number. Put them in a machine. Pull out the balls, and But that's why you need seeds, in my opinion.
Yeah, to ensure we don't have the 5-6 best guys in the world in one group, and then
I think I think people would tune into something like that.
I
would,
it.
But
of course
maybe
we would.
That's just me.
Yeah. I'd be having a heart attack during that.
I'd want to be invited to pull out one of the numbers.
Oh, my gentle heart couldn't cope. I'd be like, no, put it back in. I'd ruin the show. Do we think Tom is in the right headspace this year? He looked very ropey in training. In his most recent one, I think he looked quite relaxed and happy. My only concern for Tom is that dumbbell. Personally,
but Tom's actually looking like he's peaking really well.
Yeah.
But the dumbbell, despite what he's doing in training, he's not backed up in competition yet.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean he won't.
No.
But it's just when you compare, say, a Novikov, who's won the dumbbell in his last 11 times he's done it in competition, that's a hell of a record.
Yeah.
As opposed to, Tom, who he's not done that well on the dumbbell.
No.
He struggles to lock out. That's like, he's got the power, just sometimes he's a bit soft on the lockout. So
I just think his positioning looks all wrong. Like it's too far away and
it's coming away from him
moving,
a little bit.
Yeah.
But who knows? Tom was amazing on the behind the neck press last year. That surprised a lot of people. His training seems to have peaked perfectly for World's Strongest Man. Tom is confident at World's Strongest Man. He is without question a threat.
Elprez Cat wants to talk to you about hip thrusts. Thank you for the super chat. For the hip thrust, do you recommend a narrow placement of the feet or more wider placement for glute activation? Also, hip thrust lift in World's Strongest Man when?
Hopefully never.
You want to see some strong thrusting?
I tend to focus more on a narrower stance if I ever do them, which is rare. they're a good exercise. They have their place, but it's
like
not
glute
something.
Bridges.
Yeah, it's not something that I kind of incorporate into my own training or many of my athletes' training that often. Some of them may need it, but it's certainly not a movement I feel you need to be doing all the time to be a good strongman. Certainly, if you're like a figure athlete or something like that, it's going to be a lot more beneficial.
I think Dave Beatty had me doing some glute bridges once, and it was around then that I quit the gym. The Reddit thread is accurate and up to date for World Strongest Man results. Yeah, because the guy who, like one of the mods on our Strongman is also the owner of Strongman Archives. But Reddit does get a little bit crazy around World Strongest Man time. Unfortunately, a lot of trolls come out. It's just a lot busier, like everywhere is. So, but the core normal fan base there are mostly really, really great. So I'm always in there. I need a new account because mine was compromised and taken from me.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
It is ridiculous. Why would someone steal my Reddit?
Austin Haston has been a member for 13 months. He says, lucky 13, love from Texas. Thank you very much, Austin.
Thank you, Austin. We appreciate you.
I'm trying to keep on top of the members.
Well done, Lassie.
Sorry,
members. Yeah. It's laughable that there is a spreadsheet for the standings. Did you know what, though? This is a lot more than we used to have. Once, not even that long ago. In fact, it was 2020 that World's Strongest Man started actually acknowledging and sharing results at all. Before, we were reliant on just people there timing it themselves. So we've come a long way. Before 2017, the winner wasn't allowed to say that they were the winner. It wasn't until Christmas when it was aired in the UK that they were allowed to put on their social medias, I am the World's Strongest Man.
When Eddie won in 2017, I was 7th in the final.
Yeah.
And I remember getting on a plane with someone because Eddie was like, screw this. I'm just going to tell everyone I won.
Yeah. I'm going to post it.
And this guy next to me on the plane, oh, what were you here for? I was competing in World's Strongest Man. Oh, I saw that Eddie Hall won that. He's like, who are you then?
Who are you?
I was like, I was in the same comp. Yeah, I saw that Eddie won. It was funny.
Where are we? Ken, thank you for the super chat. Ken, love the mixes. Do you know what I need to do as well? I could probably mostly do it tonight. An outtake video of our Meet the Athlete series, because honestly, we were just such a mess through some of that.
You don't need to do that.
I'm gonna do it for our members.
If you do,
for the members,
please add
not
your
for
own.
The wider. Oh, my own cock-ups too, Lassie. Of course. I'm always fair.
Who wants to see the outtakes?
There you go. You've got to be a member to watch it, though. That's the deal. Shitting how, Lassie. The whole thing.
Is everyone still here? Have I ruined it all?
Barely. Right. Love the mix this time of year. Distance, max weight, and reps in the final. Wondering how much order of athletes plays in a shield carry and Conan's. Yeah, it'd be really interesting
that
to
is
see
something
how many go as well.
that going later is definitely advantageous in. There's some events where it really doesn't make too much of a difference.
Yeah, like a yoke or something.
But when you have a target to beat, it does really help, especially if you start getting close to that target and you think, okay, you know, if you didn't have something to beat, you would put it down. But if it's just a few feet in front of you, you think, okay, I can push and get this, and it does make a big difference.
Yeah.
Truck pull also makes a difference. Going later on a truck pull is advantageous.
I think just seeing how hard or easy it is really helps. Like a good example is the roller coaster at the Rogue Invitational last year. Mitch went on that about 4th or 5th, and the guys before him had all struggled a bit, and the next guy had always been a little bit better, but then the last guys were really, really good. And
it's a new piece of kit.
Yeah, you sort of approach it the wrong way if you see guys struggle with it.
Like the arm over arm recently at Clash on the Coast, I was watching it, and there's a young lad who was about to go, and I gave him some advice, and it worked out for him because it was actually a light arm over arm. And if you've been training big, hard, long pulls using your legs, that's actually not very beneficial on a light arm over arm. So I was like, just pull it with your arms really quick, focus on kind of looking at your hands and pulling fast. And he actually ended up doing really well, because you kind of have to adapt to the way the event is.
Yeah.
It's not good that it was light, but you can't always tell how hard an event's going to be. So you've got to be able to adapt, because sometimes on an arm over arm, you've got to dig deep with every, pull. Big drive, use your legs, use your back, grip's going to fatigue. Sometimes it's just about pulling it as quick as you can if it's a bit lighter, and that was the case with that one.
What are they going to be pulling? Has it been revealed? I'm guessing it's okay to say because Eddie said it in his video, but it is going to be a bus again. Now, they had been aiming for something way, way, way cooler looking, but unfortunately it hasn't come together. But
there's a lot of factors that come into play, isn't there?
There is. And I won't say what it was supposed to be because they might want to use it in like next year or something. And then I ruined it and it's all my fault. Yeah. But yeah, it's going to be a bus again. This is great. Thank you for the super chat. There is a moose on the loose. Go Hooper. Mr. Buttplug. Mr. Buttplug is a big fan of Mitch Hooper. That's nice.
Thank you very much, Mr. Buttplug.
Where's Helen's comment? I can see a blob, but I cannot see Helen's comment. Lozzie, you get on the case there.
I've got a comment from Leighton Baller, who is one of our members. Evening all. Really looking forward to this year. Thank you, Leighton. We are too. And Rick Drent, well, I can't wait till next week. He's got the popcorn drinks ready.
We should get some drinks.
We should.
It'd just make it funnier.
Helen Frost, thank you very much for the super chat.
Oh, Helen, she said, I tried to super chat, but didn't get it right. Dolt. Oh, Helen, try again. You don't have to super chat. Just try and Loz will keep an eye out for you. Bless you. Let's talk to Michael. Thank you for the chat, Michael. Going to miss most of the watch parties this year. Going to be on the beach in Mexico. Oh,
well, I don't think that's...
I don't blame you. You still have the archives that you can use.
Helen says, none of my friends understand why I'm so excited about this. We understand. We get it. And we are here as your friends, and we're here for you.
We're all
everyone. With 1,080 people in here. That we're all strongman mad.
An obscure tenant says, events should be heavier. People that don't have to lift it. Always, 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 always. Yeah, it's like, and there's elements that people do not consider. Like they're going to be loading on the beach. So you can't have the absolute heaviest loading implements when they're doing it on soft sand, because doing it on soft sand is going to make that, whatever they're carrying, feel so much heavier anyway and more awkward.
Loading on sand sucks.
Yeah, it really does. Oh, look. Sorry, Fred. I'll come to you next. But it's Rongo. Hello, my amazing friend.
He's been competing in Brazil. Came second this weekend, didn't he?
Yes, at the Arnold South America. So congratulations, Rongo. He was one bag toss away from winning the whole competition. And he hasn't told people, but he got a little bit sick from all the travel. But he had a crazy, crazy journey. I think he flew to Qatar. Then he flew to Brazil straight from there, and then he competed the next day. That's just gross, isn't it?
We hope you're doing well, buddy. Thank you very much for the super chat, and we look forward to seeing you soon.
Well. Yes, he's going to be spending some time with us in the UK this year in the summer, so very much looking forward to that. Fred, thank you for the super chat. My picks, not in order: Brian, Evan, Bobby, Trey, and Kevin.
Something tells me he's
Fred, come on now.
Very patriotic man. We love
Fred. Come on now, Fred. Get a grip. Where's the European?
Right, I'm going to say this: if that is the top 5, Fred can marry you.
What?
I am that confident of that not being the top 5.
Okay.
I'm pretty confident, but you know, I mean, they're all good. Don't get me wrong.
Dangerous turn.
If Brian, Evan, you know, if
that
is
all the Americans,
he can
you
have
forgot Spencer and Thomas. He can have me. Yeah. Brandon, thank you for the super chat. First time commenting, long time viewer, huge fan. Hope to meet you guys at OSG. I've been watching Old Worlds and Brits. It would be cool to do a Where Are They Now video for past athletes. Absolutely.
We did a then and now, didn't we, of the World's Strongest Man winners. We could look at maybe doing another one of different athletes.
Yeah. If you haven't seen that one, though, check it out. It took me ages to make.
But, it's a good video.
We will be at OSG this year, so we look forward to seeing you there as well. Lots will be competing at OSG.
Hopefully.
And JF Karan as well.
Yeah, JF is going to be there as well.
What a spanner. Awesome. What a spanner in the works,
No, it's great.
It's great.
I just do this for fun now, you know that.
Tug of war into the water pit. They used to do that, didn't they?
They did.
Brilliant.
What do you think is the craziest event I've done personally?
Wasn't there a shoveling thing at one point? There was a gravel shovel. Yeah. The craziest event you've done?
That you can remember?
I'm just trying to think. I can't think.
Fred has been gifting people memberships. I can't see who he's gifted, but thank you very much, Fred.
Thank you, Fred. How comes you guys aren't traveling this year? To be honest, we haven't gone to World's Strongest Man since Loz injured himself in 2019. It's the hardest competition to go to make content because there are so many restrictions, and it's weighing it up because we've already been to America twice this year. We go to all the Giants lives. We're going to America 2 or 3 more times this year. We're going to Estonia again. We travel so much. We have to think, what are we doing it for? If Loz isn't like going in some sort of official capacity and we can't make content, then it's like, weighing up the benefits of being somewhere. And then we wouldn't be able to be here with you guys as well. So it's we would love to be there because like all of our friends are there and I'm sick with jealousy. Sick.
We're missing out.
I can't believe Mitch and Rauno are together without us. They've never been together unsupervised. I'm so worried.
They'll be fine.
I know they were. I love the gravel shovel. Maybe it could be a contender to replace the stone off.
I did an event called the milk churn walk. That was weird.
I remember that one where they went up like a step and it was like a max distance farmers, but they sort of went up the step thing and carried on. Is that Jamie Reeves?
No, I'm talking about what I did.
Oh, you did it?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
But it wasn't like farmers. It was like just a milk churn and tiny little handles, and it was horrible.
Do you remember the ding carry?
Yeah, that was a weird one.
Yeah. Where is Rauno? He has a YouTube channel though. Love it. Yes.
Rauno was in the chat earlier. He's probably just switched off now and gone had a nap or something.
Yeah, he probably fell asleep.
He's probably got us on in the background.
Yeah. A lot of people, it's quite funny. They'll say, "Oh, my husband falls asleep listening to you two every night," and I think, "Oh, it's a bit weird, isn't it? Maybe we should have more soft and sexy voices like that." Practice yours now.
What do you want me to say?
Go on, to say anything. Do you feel uncomfortable?
Rauno Shahlaei is going to be sitting in the background somewhere, just on a high platform, crapping himself because he's scared of heights. He's got Rauno's room is pretty high up.
He's on the 21st floor.
And he's a bit scared. Don't tell people.
Oh, sorry. They're going to be banging every door.
Yeah. Liz will be telling everyone what room he's in next.
Room number. Yeah. I'll sell that information. I would love for Trey to podium. Honestly, I feel like this is a good opportunity for Trey. Even though the competition is so stacked, there's no grip events and no obvious weakness for Trey in the final. My only worry for him is that, like, can he sort of move quick enough with the stuff that there's not that much moving, is there? Fingers in between fingers, you got to move. Shield, you want to move fairly quickly. You don't need to cover the ground.
He's not slow though, but
no,
I just don't feel there's any of his banker events in either, other than maybe stones.
Yeah.
His deadlift's very good. I think he'd rather have log than dumbbell. Not that he's bad at dumbbell, but I think there's more chance of him winning a log than winning a dumbbell. It's just, I think he'll be there or thereabouts. I'm just not convinced he's going to win.
Yeah. Auntie Liz, if you had to come up with a name for the team of Mitch, Loz and Rauno. We've already got it with the royal family of strongman, aren't we?
Are we?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Mitch came up with that.
Well, I'm not going to call myself the royal family of
I will.
Auntie Liz will. The dysfunctional family is more appropriate.
Yeah, we're very dysfunctional. Yeah, not like the royal family, like, the royal family.
Oh, yeah. The
sitcom.
TV program.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Well, the American fans won't have a clue what you're on about.
No, the younger British ones might not either.
That was a good program.
One of the groups announced Tuesday, 7 p.m. UK time, 2 p.m. Myrtle Beach time. Paris, thank you for the super chat. What tips have you given for loading on sand from World's Strongest Man 2014? I'm sorry, Liz, for the reminder of 2014.
Loz, I guess he means.
Yeah. Love the lives. Is glad you're here for the watch parties.
Thank you very much.
Yeah,
what tips have I given about loading on sand? Depends, because I've explained this, but sand can be different. There's soft sand, there's more compact sand, and I've loaded on both. If the sand is compact, it's not so bad. If it's soft, then it's very, very draining. It kind of just feels, it's like running through water, basically. It's so much more draining through the legs. So we've prepared by trying to make sure the athletes have been able to load on sand. most of them have done at least one session
Yeah.
on the sand. It's not so much tips, it's just preparing for the experience. So we've just tried to make sure we've mimicked things as best we could. I believe there's going to be 5 implements. So that'll be pretty tough on sand. I don't think it's going to be the heaviest loading event in the world, but it doesn't need to be.
No,
it's going to be challenging. And all the athletes will be feeling it in their legs after it.
Yeah, it's going to be gross, to be honest. 5 implements. Ugh.
The great thing is they have a little bit of time to recover rather than some of the one-day shows where it's literally on to the next event.
Yeah. Farmer Dave, thank you for the super chat. The 3 unluckiest world's strongest man competitors ever. Hickson Evan?
No.
Let's think.
Johannes Aho has to be up there. That guy's been injured like in the yard twice, I think.
Yeah. Honestly, I feel like Alexi's been pretty unlucky. The stone off with Trey, not making the final in 2021, losing to the last event rule, his second place position last year.
I actually think I was pretty unlucky.
You were going to be next on my list. Yeah, you. Hugo Girard. Who's that? The other one who always had ankle issues. Really strong guy in Europe. Riku Kiri. Yeah, Riku Kiri. Yeah, he had a bit of bad luck at Worlds.
Yeah.
It's been a lot.
Sorry.
God, please.
Sorry.
Oh, honestly, we've got another. I don't know what this is, and I can't see a comment. But
that was that's the
Oh, there you go then.
Guillermo, is that? Guillermo
Alberto Lopez, I don't know. But what does the comment say, Lozzie?
What's your guys' opinion on Brian's injury reveal? I did mention this earlier. Smart timing in terms of maximizing views. That's what I think.
Yeah.
It sucks to have that kind of thing. It looked really, really nasty. Genuinely don't wish it on anyone. It's horrible to get an infection like that. But I do find it weird that he posted it a few days before World's Strongest Man.
It's not weird at all. It's perfectly timed to get the most views. Yeah,
absolutely. But a lot of people are thinking that he's going in injured.
Yeah.
And I think people need to make that clear that this was back in January.
Yeah.
He's been absolutely fine. His training has been awesome.
January, yeah.
I know, but people have been messaging me saying, "Oh my God, Brian's out." I was like, "No, it was back in January."
The amount of people that said, "You're going to make a video about it," it's like, no, because it's something that happened to him in January, and we all know now that he's fine because
he wanted to make sure it's out there so people kind of know what he's been through. But I've already mentioned all athletes go through stuff. I mentioned myself. You know, my daughter was in hospital a month before Britain's Strongest Man 1 year, and it sucked. I didn't eat. I didn't sleep. I was in hospital every day. You know, it was terrible. But athletes and people go through things. I know some other strongmen that have been in hospital leading up to this competition. So everyone goes through these things. And it's, you know, I don't wish it on anyone. And I certainly want Brian to do really well. But don't think it's just Brian that has gone through things. All the athletes go through things.
Sorry, excuse my French.
That's what I feel sometimes people kind of, they want to think that they're the only one going through something.
Yeah, I don't think Brian but
no, but what I'm trying to explain, like, it's something that happens to everyone.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
And
of course,
you know, it's easy to think it's just him because he's got a big following. Obviously, people will think, "Oh, Brian's kind of coming in weaker." He's not. His training's been awesome the last few months. He's trained with some of the top Americans. He's looking really, really sharp, and I'm sure he's going to do great.
There is going to be, there is quite a bit of singing, to be fair. A lot of singing. Possibly even some dancing. Loz bringing down the house. Using that one. Shit in hell.
Because I'm getting stronger again.
It's shitting hell. And do you know where I got it from? It was a funny video I saw years ago on Facebook.
Was that the driving one?
It was a compilation of bad driving and funny swearing, like Brits reacting to bad driving. And it was this, was it a woman? She was shitting out like that. And it's just stuck with me. It's so funny. So I use it far too often. So yeah, it was stolen from Car Woman. Fred, thank you for the super chat. Drinking game. Take a shot every time Liz messes up a word or name. That is so unfair. So unfair. I don't mess them up as much as some people. I can say Ivers very well. See? I can say Thor. Most can't. Like,
you can actually say a lot of the athletes' names when people think you're saying them wrong.
Yes, I can say Kanak deadlift, and people go, it's knack. No, it's not. Kanak actually said, please make sure people are saying Kanak as Kanak. And I'm like,
we're definitely not the best at pronouncing things, but we try and find out from the source.
Yes, we do.
So,
we go straight to the source. Yeah. So there you go, Fred. Graham, I cannot see your comment, Graham. Please, guys, be very careful. Loz will look for it. Heather, thank you so much for becoming a member. Elizabeth asking, did you think Mitch before World's Strongest Man last year would be a possible winner the next year? No way. Never. We had no idea what to expect last year, but no.
No, the honest answer is no, we didn't. He's been he's incredible.
He is. He's one of a kind. Oh, we've got a super sticker, and it literally says super sticker. But thank you so much, EJ Strong.
Thank you very much
for our beautiful sticker. Eric, thank you for the super chat. Are there any strongmen going for the deadlift record this year? If so, who do you think most likely to get it?
The Deadlift World Championship is going to be August?
Yes, it's in August in Cardiff. No, it's September the 2nd. Sorry. Bish is going for it. Rauno's going for it.
Pavlo Kordiak will probably train for, Pavlo Nekonechny.
Wide.
Yeah, not Kordiak.
Yeah, definitely not Kordiak, no. Yeah, so his wideness.
Yeah.
I'd have thought even Makarov will go for it again as well. Other than that, I mean, no one else would really be in contention anyway.
Jamal Browner's going to be there.
Jamal Browner's going to be there, yeah. Doubt he's going for the 505 because he has to lift conventionally. But yeah, I'm sure he's going to put up something really impressive.
Pete Rogers, one of our members, says, feels like the hardest year to predict. Do you agree?
It gets easier. So right now, it's impossible. Once we've got the groups, we can predict who'll be in the final. Once we've watched the groups or spreadsheeted the groups and we've got those names, it will be easier to predict.
Yeah, I think so.
It gets easier as you go on, but yeah, it's still hard.
Right now, it's really difficult.
It's impossible.
Just everything's up in the air. You just don't know.
Yeah, definitely.
So many factors.
Yeah. Matej's training not looking impressive. Is he trolling us?
Well, he's not back to his best. And I think that's probably why I don't have him in my top 3 right now. But let's remember, he just comes second at the Arnolds. He won 3 events at the Arnolds. I expect he will win events at World's Strongest Man. The deadlift is going to cost him massively, and he's still not back to his absolute best.
He really lacks confidence as well.
I think he just needs a good year this year and try and avoid injury. It needs to be key, really.
Yeah.
He's still a threat, and he has an outside chance of winning.
Prediction outtake video. Maybe what it takes to make me a member. I try to do what I can to support you with likes and comments. Honestly, just being here and
just a commenting, watching.
Yeah, we appreciate all of you. We never expect anything, but
we appreciate it all. But yeah, just the fact that you guys support us. If you just can subscribe to the channel, that's huge for us. It means a lot.
Liz may overlook Tom, but I won't. Did I overlook Tom?
I don't think so, because we've both got Tom in our top 3. So I don't think Liz is overlooking Tom.
Wait until the
just maybe talking about the dumbbell.
Yeah. But, I don't think I'm overlooking him though. If you look at his results, and like we've been there in competition and seen it happen, and the sort of dumbbell comes up, but it comes away from him quite quickly, and he never gets the down signal. So that's overlooking him, then yes.
Be quite happy to be proven wrong.
We always want to see people. Yes, thank you, Loz. Go USA. Oh no. Thank you, Loz. Thank you, Fred. You weirdos.
Who do you reckon out of the guys from the US has the best chance of winning? I think probably Brian.
Yeah, Brian from the USA. Probably. Yeah. Brian or Trey.
Yeah, actually, Trey is a good shout.
I don't think Evan, just because I think Evan needs to get to a final first.
I agree.
And
I think the big thing for Evan is get to the final this year. I think that will give him confidence then to build towards maybe next year.
I do think he's good enough though, like as an all-round package.
It's important for him that he gets to the final.
Yeah, definitely. Clint, thank you for the super chat. I will always pull for Brian to win any competition he is in. Also planning on attending OSG this year for my birthday.
Awesome.
Oh, that's brilliant. OSG, a lot of people planning on going. Honestly, I'm disappointed it's moved.
OSG is a great opportunity to meet a lot of the guys because it's so much more intimate.
Yeah, it is.
You
Yeah.
get a good opportunity to just have a chat with some of the best strongmen.
Yeah.
Or some of the past best strongmen as well.
Or drive them to Bucky's.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, OSG is good fun. But I am sad we're not going to be somewhere warm and at a beach. But never mind. Ash A, thank you for the super chat. Strongman versus gladiators. What a show that would be. Depends what they're doing. Yeah. If it's strength related, yeah, strongmen would kick their asses. When are the gladiators strong? Hunter, who was a gladiator.
He does strongman.
He does strongman now, doesn't
one
he?
of the British gladiators. He does. He stopped now, but he was doing master strongman for a bit. He stopped because it was starting to destroy him, to be honest.
Yeah.
But yeah, strong guy.
Looking forward to the Fred and Liz official channel. Can you imagine?
I've put it on the line now. I can't take it back, can I?
I am not property, Lassie, for you to give away. Like I do anything you tell me.
She doesn't do anything I say anyway. I'm sorry, Fred.
Sorry, Fred.
She might leave me on her own just for you.
Loz made empty promises.
That I can't keep.
Here we go, Lozzie. Please send a message congratulating my friend Hafthor, who won the Arnold Strongman Amateur Under 19.
Amazing.
My name is Welton. There you go. Undisclosed name. No, Hafthor.
Welton is wishing Hafthor Alves.
All right, maybe we are bad at we're bad at reading, not pronouncing.
I'm
Reading.
dyslexic. I have an excuse.
I have the reading age of a 5-year-old. I don't know what's wrong with me.
But congratulations on winning the Arnold Strongman Amateur Under 90 Kilo competition. Well done.
Yeah. Monica asking, do you need me to peek and then the boys from you? Yeah, just make sure they're all behaving, Monica. No, they're fine. They can look after themselves. But if they look like they'll let you, do give them a hug from me. When's the Tom Stoltman video coming out? We've saved Tom for
as
tomorrow.
Defending champion.
Yes.
Tom gets to come out last.
Yes, so he'll be out tomorrow, 4 p.m. UK time.
Yeah. Martha Kuma, thank you for becoming a member.
Oh, yes, thank you. There we go. The hunt for Rauno has begun. He is there, guys.
Where's Rauno? He's there. He's at World's Strongest Man. After 12 years, he's there.
Yeah.
Did you see that picture he posted of when he competed last at Worlds?
Yeah, I messaged him and I was like, how did you look like a teenager 12 years ago? And he's like, I was handsome. I was like, but you look so young, so young. And he was in his late 20s, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Weird. I've never seen a strongman look young for their age. Must be a first. George Bland, thank you for the super chat. Love the channel. Previously, I've intentionally not looked at the spreadsheets to not completely spoil Christmas. Not sure if I'll hold back. Well, you have a lot of willpower.
Yeah, we lost willpower to do that a long time.
I don't have any willpower.
Probably from the first time I competed at World's Strongest Man, I lost willpower to do that.
Yeah.
But if people don't want to watch along, then don't come on our channel next week.
Yeah. Although we never include spoilers in the thumbnail, I should point out. So it's still safe. Just don't click on a video.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you want to know what's going on and you want to join in with the chat and the hype, then come on in.
Yeah. Who's the court jester of the bunch? Rauno or Mitch? Oh, Mitch, 100%. Mitch. Definitely.
Is definitely the jester.
Yeah, he's very naughty, isn't he? Loz is Jim Royal.
It's true.
Oh no, royal family of strongman. Who's Prince Andrew?
Oh, God.
Oh no,
Yeah,
I don't want to know. Hopefully we don't have one. We've got Uncle Loz and Papa Raunos. What does that make Mitch? Baby Mitch. Baby with a fake mustache.
It's looking quite bushy, that mustache.
It is. It's looking full. Jiminy Crickets, thank you for the super chat. Is the Myrtle Beach vehicle pool going to be one of those inflatable bananas? That would be good.
That would be brilliant. Rick, enjoy work, buddy. Thank you for joining us.
Yes, thank you for coming, Rick. Sad you have to go. Mitch is a naughty little brother. Yeah, he is.
Very much so.
Is the Knack deadlift 360 kilos?
I'm not sure on the weight right now because it could vary on what it was last year.
Year before last.
Sorry. Yeah. So we don't know what the weight is yet, but it'll probably be there or thereabouts. I just saw someone saying I say that a lot, so I'm going to say it again.
Okay.
You can go on your your cards.
Why is Loz destroying everything today? Why are you?
Do you know what? I've put on a few kilos, and I think that's what it is. I've just got stronger.
You got stronger. I was going to say you knocking everything with your extra kilos. I don't know. I think he's just excited.
I'm actually just genuinely really, really clumsy all the time, and I hide it from people most of the time. But not tonight, obviously. My excitement's getting the best of me.
Yeah,
I am really clumsy.
It is something we can put on the bingo card, though. New game, Loz versus table. Every time Loz nudges the table, you drink. God,
you guys are going to be hammered.
I've been getting my stomach pumped. It's no good for me. O.D. Wilson won in 1990. Oh yeah, he was. I don't know if you can even call that unlucky. To be honest, that was a daylight robbery. That was awful. Yeah, we agree. To be honest.
Was that Bronchop that did that super chat? Because I can see a super chat from Bronchop saying Eddie said the Knack deadlift is 360. Is that true?
Oh, there you go. I don't know. He asked it as a question higher up, and then obviously we took ages to get to it, so we super chatted it.
At the moment, I don't know the weight of the deadlift, so I can't answer Bronchopped, but it sounds reasonable.
Loz proving how clumsy strongmen are.
We're all really clumsy.
Yeah,
I'm just. Both my daughters are clumsy as well, aren't they?
Unfortunately, yes. World's Strongest Man should add a break the table event just for Lazo.
I'd win that one.
It's done already, I think.
To be fair, there's a lot of clumsy strongmen.
There's the question. We do have some things that have been told to us, but we have been told that these are still unconfirmed at this point. So I wouldn't like to say yes or no, Bronchop, just because then suddenly it's out there as a fact and it might change again. So we like to wait until the athletes have had the athlete meeting. But yeah. Our control, our self-control knows no bounds. The amount of things that I get told and I think, oh man, I could make so many videos, but I don't.
It's not our place to.
No. It's important that promoters know that they can trust us and work with us, I guess. Any thoughts of the Siberian Power Show? It was the same weekend as Europe's, wasn't it? So we didn't see any of it. And to be honest, it was just such a busy time because we'd only just got back from South Carolina for 2 days before we traveled for Europe's. I had to look at the events, but to be honest, I don't know most of the guys there, which makes it difficult to have many thoughts because most of the internationals pulled out, which was a real shame because there was like 5 or 6 more internationals that were supposed to be there.
Yeah, a lot of them pulled out last minute. I think was Payman second or third?
Yeah, somewhere like that. But yeah, it is a shame because, like, for me personally, if we've got guys that I know what they're capable of, and then you see them up against these unknown athletes, it helps us know what level those guys are at. But when it's almost everyone's unknown, I'd even say Payman was an unknown at this point because last time we saw him do a full competition before this was like 2016.
Yeah, I want to see him in some, shows. It's just difficult, isn't it, getting him to places?
It is.
Nedsman is going for a 505. That will be interesting.
That will be interesting. Heidi, poor Liz, always getting picked on. Thank you, Heidi. She's always got my back. And thank you for the super chat. She knows. She always helps me out. Tells me what a WAV enforcer is. That sort of thing. Tactical YouTube releases before pre-World Strongest Man. How much of this is mind games for the other athletes?
There's a lot of mind games involved.
It definitely happens.
It just is. I don't care what anyone tells you. They're all, not all. Some of them are very innocent. Some of them are not so. I'm not going to say who, but the athletes are always trying to get just a little edge on the next guy. It's normal, and everyone wants to win. It's as simple as that.
Do you think Evan's over aggressiveness in events sometimes hinders him? Yes, is the short answer. If you compare his mindset to Mitch, it's very different. I know each their own. I think he expends a bit too much energy getting hyped. Personally.
I think getting hyped is good if you can control it, and I think that's all it is. With the worst thing for Evan is a long competition. Getting that hyped up is a problem. On a one-day show, it's not so much of a problem because you can get yourself hyped up and you kind of roll with it. In a long competition like World's Strongest Man, where the events are spread out, you have to get hyped up, you do the event, and then you get that adrenaline dump and crash.
Yeah.
and then you kind of feel drained. And that's why I don't think Evan can win World's Strongest Man. I think he has to get himself so psyched up for every event that by the time, even if he makes the final, I think he'll be burnt out. I think he needs to learn a little bit better how to just kind of switch off and control when it's time to switch it on. I think he needs that aggression. I was someone that needed that aggression to get the best out of myself. And there's lots of lifters that we can look at that are that way. Doesn't mean everyone should.
No,
because everyone's different, but you do have to learn how to control it and when's the right time to switch it on and when's the time to kind of keep everything calm.
There you go. Why did Gabe Pena not get invited?
Honest answer, he wasn't good enough this year.
Well,
that might be harsh.
6th in his group twice, the 2 times he's competed.
Not done enough in between to warrant being invited back. He's an amazing strongman, really, really good deadlifter. He needs to go away, compete, put some good performances on, and I think he can get himself back to World's Strongest Man.
He'll definitely be able to get
But in the last year, what he's done doesn't deserve to go to World's Strongest Man. That might sound harsh, but if you just go and look at the results, that is just results-based. Nothing more, nothing personal, just results-based. And, hopefully he takes it as motivation to go and work now, get some comps under his belt and come back. And I'm sure he will.
I think 10 years ago, you could easily come last in your group a couple of times and then still be invited back because there wasn't much behind you. But now there's so many good guys.
I don't think anyone should just be invited back just on merit. There's still 1 or 2 in Worlds this year that probably have been, but it's been getting better and better over the last few years. We're getting now to the point of the better guys seem to be getting invited.
Well, everyone who came last in their group last year has not been invited back this year, and nearly everyone who placed 5th, and even a couple who placed 4th in their group have not been invited back either. So they are becoming a little bit more cutthroat, I guess, of it. But it's how they need to be to raise the standard overall. Is there going to be anywhere to watch World's Strongest Man live? On the beach. That's the only place you can see it live, on Myrtle Beach.
Unfortunately not. Unless you're there live in person, you won't be able to watch, but you can come and join us for some fun result parties.
Yeah. There's no video coming for Tattooed and Strong because I didn't go with him.
Yeah, I didn't go with Liz, so I've got some little videos on my phone. But Tattooed and Strong, basically just for anyone that is interested, before I bore everyone, it was a test for me just to get some strength back. So I got 6 out of 6 lifts. That was the goal. My goal was don't get hurt. That was the main goal. I wanted to use it just to get some strength back. And I didn't want to kind of go to the limit. I've only been back training for strength for 3 months. So I'm really trying to be quite methodical in not allowing myself to get too strong too fast, because there is a high risk of injury if I allow that to happen. And my big goal is to be in shape for December at the OSG World Masters. So my next competition is on the 27th of May, which is the British Masters. And again, I still don't expect to be at my best for it. But the goal is each time to just kind of keep creeping up a little bit. So the first thing was the powerlifting, just to get some strength back. I got all my lifts. They were very comfortable. I could have done a little bit more. And I walked away not injured. Now I'm focused on strongman for the next 6 weeks to peak for this comp in May. But the big build-up will be December for OSG, where I want to try and get to within 90% of my all-time best. That's my goal for December. Obviously, most of you know I'm doing it more as a hobby now. Focusing a lot more on fitness and health. I'm about as heavy as I'm going to get. I weighed in at 133 last week for the powerlifting comp. I'm 135 as of today. I'll probably stay around this type of body weight. So I'm not going to be a 160, 170 Loz like I was a couple of years back doing strongman as a pro.
Best beard in strongman, Loz.
The best beard in strongman.
Janashia's got a good beard as well.
Janashia's a good full beard. Bobby's got a good beard.
Bobby's got a good beard. Good bush.
Nikolai Myers has a very impressive beard.
He has a great beard, yeah.
If anyone follows some of the lighter guys. Yeah.
Who was that guy who was competing as well? The ginger guy, pretty crazy. He had that really long beard that he had to sort of have it tied up.
Yeah,
I can't remember his name now. That's terrible. I probably shouldn't have even mentioned him. But this is a good question. Who's an athlete who you would say is a spanner in the works? He might not win, but he'd be a threat, and you give the rest of the guys a hard time.
I think Pavlo Kordiaker.
Pavlo
Kordiaker is the big problem for, if we kind of think of the top 5, let's say. If Pavlo is in with any of them, they're going to be worried. Let's say that.
Yeah, definitely. And they should be worried because
I
he's got
think
some really good events.
And I think Evan and Iron Bibi are. I mean, Evan is more solid. Iron Bibi is a bit more of an unknown.
He's very unpredictable. We have
just
no
don't
idea
know
what to
what Iron
expect.
Bibi will turn up, but he can switch it on. We've seen him do it. Not enough to kind of have confidence that he'll do it all the time, but he's very capable. It's going to be interesting. And Ivers is a problem for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Ivers is a real
really
problem.
And he's a really good stone lifter as well. Apart from the absolute top guys like Tom, Brian, or Trey, he could beat almost anyone else on a stone off, I think. And
Matt Ragg's a good stone lifter, isn't he?
Yeah, Matt Ragg is. Yeah, so he'd be a problem.
Yeah.
He gets to stone off.
Hafthor's very solid. We've seen him do well recently at Europe's Strongest
He's
Man.
He's final the last 2 years.
Yeah. I mean, it's ridiculous that we talk of Hafthor as like an underdog because he's made the final twice, but he is.
Someone like Bish as well. He had a great battle with Maxime on the stone off. He's got some great events in the groups. He may not go on and win or challenge for top 5 in the final, but he could win the deadlift.
Yeah,
he could mess things up for people.
Bish and a couple of other guys that are really good at certain events can cause some of the real favourites problems by getting in between people. Yeah,
and creating a bigger gap with points.
So that's the interesting thing about the groups, and then who makes the final, because that will change things.
I don't know. Thank you for the super chat though. Just getting in, so apologies if it's been discussed, but watching Brian in his recent videos, training videos, not leg videos, is really giving me the vibes as 6 or 7 years ago. What are you saying?
I think Brian's been looking good. I do. I think he looks very strong, and I do see him as a potential threat. I don't see him as one of my absolute kind of favourites, though.
It would be so hard to win at this point.
To ask him to win at 41 years old, after how many years has it been since his last win?
2016, 7 years it will have been.
The longest gap ever of a repeat champion was 2 years.
2 years, Magnus. Yeah.
It would be hell of an achievement. Like, I personally don't think Brian will win. I think he will make the final and be a contender.
I think getting on the podium would be an incredible achievement.
To go out, if he made it,
that's
onto
still
the podium,
going out pretty much.
Even if he was top 5,
yeah.
Like, you've got to think how amazing his career has been. One of the most successful strongmen of all time. If he can make the final, be top 5 at his last ever World's Strongest Man, that's an achievement.
It's huge.
If he can win, it's the fairy tale ending. And, that obviously is his goal. He believes he can do it. But there's 29 other athletes that believe they can do it as well. So it's going to be hard at 41. The oldest winner we have ever was Zadrunas at 38.
Yeah.
And we're saying now it's even more competitive.
Yeah.
It would be an amazing achievement.
Thank you for the super chat. You thought Tom wouldn't have enough time to improve after the Arnolds before World's Strongest Man to be a top contender.
That's not true. If you go back and watch the videos, I said if he's got an injury, because the issue with him at Arnold's was a hip issue.
Okay.
And I said he needs to get that sorted. If he couldn't get that sorted, he has got a problem. I also said Tom can get strong very, very quickly.
Yeah.
And I think if you kind of watch a lot of the old videos, I've said Tom can be ready for World's Strongest Man. The issue that I was worried about at the Arnolds was his hip, because that was affecting his deadlift, which affected his lifting of the frame and stuff like that. So I think the fact that he sorted that has helped him a lot. It was not a surprise for me to see him get quick fast. It was more he needs to sort that issue out. To
get quick fast?
Get strong fast.
I know, baby. It's okay. Monica, how mad was Maggie with his delays? So many guys got delayed really badly. Liz and Loz, on your Europe's behind the scene, Colin reckoned he suspects Janashia has passed his prime. What do you reckon?
I hope not. Unfortunately, recent performances will suggest maybe it's true, but I've seen plenty of athletes have a few bad performances and then come back into good shape. So let's remember Janashia has had a couple of injuries. That does affect confidence. Janashia in 2016 was unbelievable.
Yeah.
And we kind of thought he's going to go on and be an absolute beast. And he's been very consistent at World's Strongest Man. He's also been consistent at Europe's Strongest Man. I think he's been on the podium there a number of times. But his last few shows have not been the best.
No.
He needs to maybe, I think if we don't see a good performance from him within the next 6 months, It's hard because you get the new guys coming through, and even if you're just off the pace
a little
5%, it makes such a difference.
Ashley, Mitch Hooper's fiance, wishing you were coming to Worlds. We miss you. We miss you as well.
And
Ashley and Bonnie, Mitch's mum.
Hope you guys are doing well.
See, we are one big dysfunctional family in Strongman, aren't we?
We are indeed.
Oh, where's my thingy gone? Hold on, I've accidentally gone too far. Here we are. If we had a drinking event at World's Strongest Man, who wins it? I reckon someone like Evan. Oh, actually, no. It has to be one of the Eastern Europeans.
Drinking?
Yeah.
I think Terry would be up there before he went alcohol-free.
Yeah. He's not there, but Daniscaris can drink. We found that out at Rauno's birthday party. He can really drink. A lot of those guys can drink, though, to be fair.
Yeah, after competitions, they can have some fun, can't they?
Yeah. Zadrunas, his treat after winning World's Strongest Man was ordering a second glass of orange juice. He'd sit there with 2. It's like, I have 2.
Yeah.
He's like totally teetotal, isn't he?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
I'm just seeing if there's any members' comments. Yeah.
Tom saying he's really enjoyed the coverage in the run up to this World's Strongest Man. Thank you for helping to push the sport.
We do 5 more minutes and then we will.
Yeah, I didn't realize we've been on for such a long time.
It's been fun chatting to everyone.
Yeah. Don't know if it's been mentioned. Yeah, we talked about Thor at the beginning of the video. We've spoken to him.
Absolutely gutted for him.
Yeah.
And I still believe Thor can come back to strongman. Like, I genuinely worried about him pushing the powerlifting world record. I've said from the start it'd be very difficult. His ability to get strong fast is just mind-boggling. Like, even I was surprised at how strong he was getting so quickly. But there's a huge risk to that as well.
Yeah.
And I think he can do strongman much safer, believe it or not.
Yeah, no, I agree.
He could do powerlifting safely if it was like, okay, I'm just going to be careful.
Yeah.
I'm going to hit a good total. The problem is when you're talking about breaking the world record, there's no safety coming in with that. You're pushing to the limit. Yeah. That's I think Dumbbell squatted 500 kilos, benched around 270 and deadlifted 410.
You're pushing as far as any human has ever pushed, aren't you?
Yeah. Whereas I think Thor being very strong and with his natural athleticism and his ability in strongman, he can still win major strongman shows. So
Bob Swans.
Yes, there you go.
Thank you, Greek Goliath. Nikolai.
There you go. Greek Goliath knows Nikolai.
There you go. People helping us out.
Bob was a character.
Yeah, he was great.
I loved his stones.
If you had to choose Mitch winning World's Strongest Man or Rauno making the podium, which would it be, Auntie Liz? Rauno making the podium, because Mitch has all the time in the world to win the World's Strongest Man. I would choose Rauno making the podium. Sorry, Ashley and Bonnie, he'll win it at some point anyway. So yeah, and Rauno has been competing since 2008, 2009.
It would mean everything to Rauno.
Everything, yes, it would. Like he would die happy. Yeah. Maybe right there on the podium.
So what you're saying is you don't want him to.
But no, I would, yeah. But if they could both be on there, then that would be the best
Rauno
case
could
scenario.
come third and Mitch could win.
Exactly. Yeah. There we go.
That would be incredible.
Where are we?
Nearly there.
No one outruns Father Time. Looking at Loz sitting, still not tipping the table.
I'm doing my best.
No,
I'm doing my best. It's kind of getting hard.
We've got him under control now.
I'm just so aware of my clumsiness right now. I don't want to do it again.
Eric, thank you for the super chat. Now that Brian announced his retirement, I would like to see him go down the path of Terry Hollands and try bodybuilding. What do you... Loz's face. Loz is not a fan of bodybuilding.
It's not that I'm not a fan. I love bodybuilding. I think I like seeing bodybuilders do bodybuilding. I want to see... Brian Shaw would be a terrible bodybuilder.
The problem is
I would be a terrible bodybuilder. As great, there is a difference between getting ripped, which all of us can do, and being a great bodybuilder. Yeah. Most of us have ripped muscles, so our symmetry really is completely off. We don't, Brian is such a huge, tall man. He's going to look odd when you put him on stage against bodybuilders. Terry's had this issue. Terry looks phenomenal in pictures, But he's not doing that well in bodybuilding competitions because he's got so many injuries, and he's got kind of like his physique isn't a natural bodybuilding physique. A lot of people kind of have told me, oh, I should do bodybuilding. I don't want to do bodybuilding. And even if I did, I've got so many muscle tears, so many imbalances in terms of that have kind of been created from doing strongman. I've got a thick waist, small calves from my frigging torn. Well, I've got one small calf.
Small calf.
I've got two torn biceps. So I would look weird next to a good bodybuilder. So no, I don't want to see these guys do bodybuilding. I want them to be happy. I want them to be healthy. I want them to stay involved in whatever it is they enjoy doing. But for me, no, I don't want to see them do bodybuilding personally.
Would you rather see him do arm wrestling?
I'd rather see him kind of promoting strongman as much as possible, spending time with his family.
He's going to want
to
train for something, though, isn't he?
Yeah, I'm sure he is. Yeah, absolutely. I think he'd be a great arm wrestler. It's support the guys in whatever they want to do. But for me personally, I don't want to see him bodybuilding. I'd rather see him arm wrestling for sure.
Yeah. Mitch, Rano, and Bobby on the podium. Loz for Coach of the Year.
I'll take it. Although I don't coach Rano, but he is a good friend.
Yeah. Jiminy Crickets, thank you so much for the super chat. Hey Liz, who's going to finish 6th? Don't say that. You predict who'll finish 6th. I can't say 6th. Who's your favorite 6th place finish? I know you like to say 6th. You're welcome. It's so cruel. Thank you.
Who's going to finish 6th, Auntie Liz?
6th. No, I don't know. It's not a bloody
I know, but I just...
actual question, Lozzie. It's not reasonable to ask me. Right, I think now is a good time to wrap up. We've been on for an hour and a half. Yeah. But thank you all so much for joining us. We've got a lot more to come this week, obviously. We've got Tom's video coming out on the Monday, tomorrow. We will have our groups and predictions on Tuesday, straight after the official announcement, which is very exciting. And then Wednesday all kicks off. Yeah, live for event 1, which is going to be 8 a.m. Myrtle Beach time, 2 p.m. UK time, I think. Is that right? 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1 p.m. UK time. So pack your headphones for work so you can tune in. Get the old sneaky earbuds in. And yes, we look forward to seeing as many of you as possible. All right. Do you get smiling and waving, Leslie?
Have a fantastic week, guys. We'll catch you soon. Take care.
Hold on. And now.